And we're live.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hey,
How's it
welcome
going?
back.
Welcome
Both of
back.
you.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yay.
Hey, how's it going? Who is watching Cut this weekend?
Yeah, I have it ready to go.
I'm gonna
4 hours, though?
4 hours.
Yep.
Get ready.
Everyone's saying it's better. Not that that's a hard goal to cross, but like
It's a low bar.
everyone is saying it's better.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
gotta turn the lights down low. No bathroom breaks. You gotta get the full movie theater experience.
No, fuck that. Nope.
How long was the original Justice League? The regular cut?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
2:15.
I'm looking it up.
Paul, take a guess.
I'm gonna guess 2 hours. Just
Okay.
exactly 2 hours. On the
Paul
nose.
is correct. Exactly 2 hours.
Is it really? Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
In accordance with Warner's runtime limitations, the Justice League theatrical cut is exactly 120 minutes, including credits. Whedon added nearly 80 new pages to the script. That's what Google and Wiki says.
Runtime limitations. Never heard about that, but okay.
Okay. So, have either of you seen that one, the original one?
Yeah.
Saw it in theaters.
Same.
Okay. I haven't, so I'm happy to just watch this and be like, oh, okay, sure, and then ignore it for the rest of my life, probably.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I am weirdly excited to see just if it stands out as a movie. Like, I think a lot of people are going to go into this with the bias of that other one was really fucking bad, so this is okay, where I have no bias at all, so I just want to see how that is. I haven't even seen that Batman vs Superman. Like, I have no anything.
I haven't seen that either, but I feel like I've seen enough memes from it to know the plot.
I feel the same. Martha.
Yeah.
Martha.
Yeah.
Exactly, the Martha thing. I was actually going to say, is that one? I couldn't remember if Martha's in that movie or Justice League. Both those movies kind of just blend together for me. I can't really pull them apart. And it's been so long since I've seen either of them, and I only saw them once because I didn't enjoy them.
Sure.
So part of me is like, should I rewatch Justice League so that I kind of know, I can see the differences, what they chose to change for the Snyder cut? But then it's like, I don't want to watch 6 hours of Justice League. I already don't want to watch 4.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, well, I could sneak in like that other one sometime during the week. And I was just like, I don't want to watch 6 hours of this basically same movie. Fuck that. I'll watch the 2 hours later if I really feel like it, like anytime later. So
I'm actually I feel like I'm going a little bit similar to you, of a little blind.
blind.
I know I don't like Justice League, but I just don't remember a lot
Sure.
of the stuff from it. So it'll be a lot. I'm sure during the movie I'll be like, oh right, this plot point. Okay, yeah. Oh right, this stuff. Yeah. But
The cubes or whatever the hell they were called.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
The cubes? What?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Most of the plot revolved around cubes.
What's the one
Sounds
when
about right.
Batman gets like the armor suit and then fights? No, that must have been Batman v Superman. where
I'm
he
pretty
fights
sure
Superman
that's
at
that one.
That was BBS.
The ruins. Okay, right. I really don't remember a lot of Justice League then.
like
I remember
the Justice League movie is basically just the Apocalypse arc, right? Essentially in movie form. Is that correct? Of like the death of Superman.
Steppenwolf is the
Sorta like in the Darkseid is the villain.
Wait, isn't it Steppenwolf?
That's the thing. In the the Whedon cut, the original release, he's not in the movie at all. In this version, he is.
Which one?
The Snyder cut. Snyder cut had Darkseid in it.
Which one added the new which villain?
Snyder cut has Darkseid.
Okay, so I'm remembering correct that Steppenwolf was the bad guy in the original.
Yes,
Okay,
and Steppenwolf is
Oh.
still in the Snyder cut, but also Darkseid is there because he's supposed to be
Oh.
Darkseid's right-hand man.
Okay, right on.
That original
Yeah, so
sounds like a
that's
mess
that's
just
how
from you
much
guys saying this. This
It
part. Holy
fucking
fuck.
is.
Yeah,
It
the
is.
idea of like, here's the new cut. We put in a whole new villain, one of the biggest ones in DC. It's like, what are you even talking about?
Wow. Okay.
That would be like,
I'm curious what the hell is in the extra 2 hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. That a 4-hour movie, man. That's
Do either of you? I haven't been really paying attention to like Twitter, like this year in general. But do either of you know? Is there like an intermission or
healthy.
something going on?
I have not heard that. I feel like I would have heard that.
idea.
I feel like I
doubt
would
it.
have seen articles that are like, here's where to take your bathroom break, even though you're at home.
Yeah,
I don't think there's an intermission. But again, you're at home, you can just pause it.
yeah.
But if you respect Snyder, if you respect film, you're not going to pause
Snyder
it.
I mean,
You're going to tell everyone in your house, no talking, no bathroom breaks. This is movie theater. We got it up on the 4x3.
Yeah, the
IMAX
4x3
quality. Here we
Yep.
go. Yeah, you're going to respect this movie.
I have seen a lot of people are just like, why the fuck is this in 4x3? And the answer is, oh, because Snyder wanted the integrity of his film to be in 4x3.
Well,
or
I mean, it's because it was shot for IMAX, so they were
Yeah.
trying to keep that. I don't know why they didn't change it.
yeah,
A fun joke tweet I saw was because Zach kept waving to Batman on the side of the shot, so they had to crop that out.
oh, okay, makes sense.
Hey, Batman, I love you.
Hey, Batman! Hey! You're my favorite!
Yeah,
Yo, guys, that's Batman! That's the real Batman!
I think it just goes without saying though that no matter how the Snyder Cut actually is, this whole like Justice League debacle is a weird like artifact in cinema history forever, where they released a movie and then there was problem like really bad shit made him step
Fans
away.
got upset. Yeah.
Made him step away from it. So they got somebody else to fill in with their vision. Completely fucking failed, and then he came back to fix
Snyder
it.
stepped away because of family issues. I thought his daughter died or something.
Yeah,
I would call that a family issue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
I heard fan issue. I'm like, wait a
no,
minute.
family. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I heard fan issue. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, it was unfortunately much worse than a fan issue. Yeah. So he steps away and then comes back like 4 years later to quote unquote fix it. Like, no matter how it is, this is just a weird thing in the history of film.
It is. That's why I want to watch it. Like, I just kind of need to know.
Yeah.
I just kind of have to know because it's been such this weird thing. But yeah.
Is it going to be as boring looking as every scene I've seen like tweeted? Everything is brown in that movie. Every single picture I've seen is brown.
Well, remember, Snyder did he worked on Watchmen, he worked on Batman vs Superman. They all very that dark melodic
brown.
Tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Man of Steel is the only movie I can
contrast.
think of recently from Snyder that had actual color to it.
I think that might be like the last movie that I saw that he did.
I mean, all I'm saying is that you guys should come join my Discord channel where we only watch and talk about Zack Snyder movies. Next week, we're going to watch Sucker Punch for the second time.
I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could watch Sucker Punch for a second time.
Yeah, Sucker
I've
Punch
done
is
it.
so bad. 300 though. I genuinely
300's
enjoy
fun.
300.
300's
That is a
fine.
fun movie.
It's fun.
It's dumb. There's some cool scenes. There's some cool monsters. I genuinely like 300.
Okay.
It's just a fun action movie.
Yeah, it's super fun.
And you have rewatched it, right? I've seen
recently, yeah.
Recently, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember like thinking Sucker Punch was okay, and then I rewatched it. I'm like, yeah, this is trash.
Sucker Punch is so
It's
dumb
really
and
bad.
weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the top-down perspective for March 18th. I'm Sean Booker.
Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And there we go. John. Nope, I'm gonna skip it. Paul, what are you playing?
I guess the big one this week is The Outer Worlds Murder on Eridanos. Came out 2 days ago. A day ago, because today was...
I thought it was today.
No, it was yesterday.
Oh man, I was waiting for today to play it though.
So I've done a couple hours in it. I got to go back and finish it off. I think it's better than the other one. I think the planet or whatever that they built, like Eridanos, for this DLC is just pretty cool looking. It's like a giant resort planet essentially for like rich people, and there's just giant fields of like pink fluffy I can't remember. It's like a safari zone type thing, and there's a place that's like a hotel or whatever, and they're all built on these asteroids or like platforms that are all tied together with giant metal beams and like rockets, so that they're moving around this like planet essentially. That's like a resort thing, and this is where murder happens for a serial actress named Halcyon Helen, and you're on the case because you're a freelancer to investigate what's going on, and they give you kind of a new little weapon that is almost, it's like a scientific like laser thing that you can look through, and it'll it's your magnifying glass, essentially, your like science magnifying glass.
I was gonna be like, are you describing a magnifying glass?
Essentially, but it's a laser pistol as well because you can shoot from it. And that's almost got me in trouble a few times where I've like brought it out to like look around for footprints or something and like almost shot a dude that's not a bad guy. So I've gotten used to just putting it away when I'm not looking around for stuff.
The trailer kind of sets it up to be kind of your, your campy,
yeah,
clue murder mystery. How much of that is in the DLC?
That's the whole thing. Yeah. So you're
so good.
You're investigating her murder. That's like how it starts, and then you're kind of like literally retracing some of her footsteps, and she wanted to check out what was going on here. Like, why would she want that or whatever? And you have weird players that are in the background that are like, one guy completely cuts you off from the spaceport at some part, and it's like, oh, well, that's not suspicious or whatever. You have the like boyfriend that's been trying to get back with her and left her messages on like how he needs her back so much, and you talk to him and realize he's a complete moron, but he might have an alibi. You have to go talk to this other guy to see if maybe his alibi stands up. It's very much a detective thing going on in there.
So because like the Outer Worlds is kind of an action game though, how much like combat is there?
There's a decent amount. So in that like field area I was talking about, there's some weird thing going on where the like primates or primevals or whatever they're called in this, those like monkey dudes that throw shit at you, they're like getting drunk. This whole place is Rizzo's vodka company owns, so they're like making different vodkas and stuff like that. And she was a spokesperson for them, so that's why, that's who she is. And so like you have a bunch of weird drunk animals that are attacking you randomly. You have these new things that they're working on to like make the keep the fields pollinated, called wasps-ketos, that attack every now and then because they're let out or prematurely. The big thing is that you have some employees that are acting weird, as if they're being mind controlled or something is happening to them, and they'll just like randomly start attacking you in some spots. And like that's, I'm sure, obviously going to be the crux of what's going on behind this mystery. And like you meet characters along the way where they're just like, yeah, my employees are like have been acting weird, so we had to kill them, or like just shit like that. You know how it is. It's Outer Worlds. It's cool.
Worlds,
It feels like a more fleshed out thing than the other one. The other one was good, but that one saw you moving around to different parts and like talking to different people, and it felt like it was kind of a smaller scale. This feels like just a full planet with like a bunch of side quests. Like it feels really nicely tacked on as part of the main game. So it's cool. It's a cool thing.
Nice.
People should check it out. Yep. It's unfortunate that so much stuff's coming out because I wanted to check out that Doom DLC that came out today, but
that also,
But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
All right, John.
All right, playing through Loop Hero still enjoying it. Good game.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep. And then last night we did. I started doing a monthly called Whatever Wednesday.
Okay.
Where I just stream whatever I feel like playing, and usually it's like a bunch of indie games I haven't gotten around to trying before, or if someone sent me a code for and stuff like that. So
sure,
we played a bunch of those last night. It started with a fun game called Fights in Tight Spaces, which is a deck building fighting game.
Right. Yeah, I've been looking at this. This looks great. Also, I just love this name. It's such a good
name. Is really strong.
It's a good name.
It's very similar to like a John Wick Hex. Kind of.
Yeah, your character is essentially that kind of character, like a John Wick type character, where they're just like a well-known super agent. I think they're called Agent 11 in the game, and you just have to deal with a bunch of criminal like groups. Like right now, the first one I'm doing is like I have to fight like a biker gang that's also a cartel.
Okay.
Naturally.
So you go to different locations, and they're little small rooms, maybe like 10 by 10 square grid. And you choose a deck. Starting the game out, they give you a balanced deck, but you can do attack focused, defense focused, or like combo focused decks later on. And they'll all be different things like, okay, using this card lets me move forward 1 space. Using this card lets me do like a punch attack that'll do 8 damage to whoever's in front of me. Using this move will do like 10 damage and push the person back 1 space. But there's all these little mechanics in between that kind of add to it. There's a combo system in the game where every attack you do ups your combo count, but every movement you do lowers it by 1. And there are certain cards you can use only if your combo count is at a certain point, but it doesn't use like your actual turn-based currency, which is momentum, I think is what they call it. So you start the game with 3 momentum per turn, but you can use anything that uses either 0 cost as well, or anything that uses your combo meter instead. And the combo meter ones usually do a crazy amount of extra damage. There's a couple extra gimmicks to it as well too. You can actually shove people out of the map, and if you do that, they die. But obviously, the same can also happen to you if you're not careful.
What is the like narrative justification for that? If you're in a room, like.
The tutorial just says like if you push someone out of it over a railing or like off of a specific area, they just immediately fall unconscious, like they get shoved and trip or something like that.
Okay, all right.
So
this game's also in early access, right?
Yeah, this is an early access game. Yeah. When you pick your mission, they give you like a roguelike style map of like you can choose this room or this room. Each one will have different challenges, and they may lead to other branching challenges. There's gyms you can go to upgrade your cards and or buy new moves. There's med bays you can go to heal up and extend your max health. There's fun little mechanics like if your opponents have line of sight on you, they'll prime themselves for attack. But if you step out of the way, they will attack the person behind you instead. So you can have setups where like I had one setup which was really funny last night. 2 guys with guns got to either side of me, and I just stepped out of the way and they shot each other and killed each other.
Nice.
Just like little things like that. It's really fun. If you like turn-based, if you like deck building games, if you like strategy games, it's a great combination of both.
Yeah, I've had it described as like, like a card-based version of that scene from the most recent Mission Impossible, where Tom Cruise fights Henry Cavill in the bathroom.
Yeah. Perfect example.
Yeah.
Okay.
With like the gun loading arm thing. Everyone's seen that meme of.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great name. Fights in tight spaces. So good.
Yeah. So good.
Yep.
Playing another game that came out today called Space Otter Charlie. You play an adorable little otter named Charlie who is traveling through space, trying to find out how to escape Earth and why the planets get overheating. So you,
oh man,
yeah. So
poor
you
Charlie.
fly towards
Fossil fuels.
you fly towards walls, and then you have magnetic boots which lock onto them, and then you kind of aim whatever direction you want to go next, launch off of the wall, and you have a little jetpack that can change your orientation and help you move around a bit. So it's mainly like physics-based, like wall bouncing. If you play Dandara, it's sort of similar to that, but because of the jetpack, you have better control.
Okay, when you were describing it, I was like, this sounds a little bit like Dandara, and then I guess it is.
Yeah, it's somewhat reminiscent, but yeah, like I feel like it has better control overall than I remember Dandara having. Because you're not just locked into like 45-degree angle jumps. You can actually flip around and move. Yeah, you have free movement as long as you have jetpack fuel, and you can also like slide on walls, so you just keep your momentum either way. You also get little extra guns you can use. You have lasers and stuff like that. You fight enemies. There's bosses. It's otherwise like an exploration and shooting Metroidvania. It's fun.
Nice.
Cool.
Pixel Puzzle Makeout League was a game that I played at Too Many Games and MagFest before. It is a Picross game.
Yeah.
But it's also a dating sim where you play a superhero named Pixel Girl who sees the world in Picross puzzles, or pixel puzzles as she calls them, and solving them helps her get out of any issue she's stuck in.
Right.
So
You've talked about this before.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just Picross though, right?
It's Picross and a dating sim, but as far as I'm aware, it is just Picross.
I thought like in addition to the dating sim, it was like there's Sudoku in here, there's puzzles, or there was just like a bunch of different like.
There might be, because the other characters are all themed around different puzzles.
Yeah, I think that's what it is I think maybe the main character is Picross. Although I'm not seeing any screenshots of this, but I could have sworn there was different types of puzzles in here, but maybe I'm
pretty sure it's all Picross, but yeah.
Okay.
The other characters are themed after different puzzles like chess, Sudoku, crosswords, and jigsaw puzzles.
But you don't do any of those.
Not from what I've played so far.
Yeah,
but I've only played like half an hour to an hour.
Okay.
Sure.
It's a very interesting game, considering one of the characters you can date is a literal gigantic puzzle piece with an anime face on it.
Nice.
Yeah, makes sense.
It was very quirky, and I think it might have slightly traumatized some of my viewers last night.
Nice.
Hey man, don't yuck someone else's yum.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
And the last game I played last night, and really the last one I got to talk about, is Bot Vice. This came out in 2016 or 17. It is a 2D top-down shooter where you hide behind cover. You can only move left to right, but you also can duck down to avoid being shot, but the cover can be blown up that you're ducked under. And you have a little dodge roll to go left to right. Trying to think of what the best thing to compare to. Wild Guns might be a good comparison.
Sure.
Okay.
I had to look this up because I didn't know this game.
Yeah, it's a gallery shooter. Yeah, it's a gallery shooter. It is difficult because you get overwhelmed easily in the game, and you have to just keep moving back and forth, keep dodging. Your special weapons you run out of very quickly, so you have to keep shooting the actual enemy that drops more items for you. But sometimes there's so many targets, your lock on might not pick on them, so you got to move around. It was kicking my ass for a while, and then at some point last night, it just suddenly clicked. Like I was getting like C's and D ranks and F ranks in the game, and then after we got stuck on one stage for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, suddenly we got A's in every other stage. It's like something finally just clicked together with the rest of the game.
Cool. I really like the devs of this game. They make a lot of really good shit. So.
What have they made?
They made a game called Strikey Sisters, which is basically just like.
Oh, that's them.
Yeah,
okay.
The game I'm looking forward to is they're making a survival horror game called Evil Tonight that comes out this year. So I've been waiting for that to come out. But yeah, Bodvice looks fucking dope too. I want to pick this one up too.
Yeah, it was fun and surprisingly fully voiced, which surprised me. So like all the cutscenes had dialogue and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Nice. Okay, I played a couple things. Primarily, Deep Rock Galactic.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Which is a co-op. Oh, I don't even know how you
mining game.
Mining game. Yeah. So it's 1 to 4 players. You play a set of dwarves. Each of them have a different class. I'm playing the gunner.
Okay.
Lots of cosmetic options. A lot of really good mustaches you can buy for your dwarves.
Yep.
Different suits, hats, mutton chops. You can pretty good looking dwarf. And then you and your team go out on various missions where you have an objective like find 4 alien eggs.
Yeah.
And then you have this like volumetric looking map you can kind of look around on of where the eggs would be, and then you can dig through almost any kind of wall near you to make tunnels and stuff to find what you need, and then you call your little robot buddy over to you and you deposit the stuff, and every few minutes or every few objectives you complete, a swarm of like alien spiders will come at you, so you need to kind of hunker down and fight them off.
Yeah.
And the different classes have different abilities. So, I like the gunner because he gets like a real big rail gun. He also has a zip line that I can set up, which makes, traversing some of the areas better. One of the characters has like a platform building gun, so he can shoot and kind of make stairs for people. There's a scout that can travel around, has like a hook shot. There's straight up a digger, and he's really good at, making tunnels for you to go. So it's really great when you have a full team for sure.
Yeah.
One thing that's also really great is if you click in on the right stick, if you're using a controller. I'm playing this on Xbox, it's on Game Pass. You'll call out a taunt. And I don't know what the deal is with the taunt, but for some reason the catchphrase in this universe is rock and stone. So they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, rock and stone," or like, "Hell yeah, rock and stone," or one guy will be like, what was it? If you don't rock and stone, you ain't coming home. Which is really good. There's also, so there's only there's maybe like 20 different ones. One of them is just, so there's for rock and stone. One of them is for Carl, which I don't get that, but I just like that it's in there. One of my favorites is, did I hear a rock and stone? The taunts are just so great to call out, and if you got like a crew with you, you call one of them out, everyone's gonna start shouting about rock and stone. And it's just great. It's just a good time. And yeah, it's pretty fun. All the caves are super dark, so everyone has to like throw their flares. You have unlimited flares around, and you're just like finding stuff, and then all of a sudden a giant spider comes at you, and it's like, man, this is messed up. We got to get out of here. Once you've collected all your things, the drop pod's like, yo, it's leaving in like 3 minutes. So you basically have to run back the entire path that you just dug around, which can be difficult.
Yeah.
Because there's usually like a lot of spiders chasing you and whatnot. And then you got to get on the drop ship and get out of there. And people can get left behind, and, you can revive each other. And it's a goofy time. It's fun. You can upgrade your equipment. Yeah, just really great. If you have Game Pass, you're looking for a fun co-op game to go through, I definitely recommend that for sure.
It's so good. Yep.
That's a Deep Rock Galactic. The other game I played is Outriders, the demo.
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of tease some of the news, but they announced Outriders is going to be a day and date release on Game Pass on Xbox.
Yeah. On
which
console.
is a pretty big get. Like, holy smokes.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then hearing that the demo will transfer all your progress, I was like, well, I might as well play some of that demo now and just be good to go then.
What class did you pick?
It's funny. I picked Trickster.
Okay. Trickster is neat.
Trickster's neat. I haven't gotten many of the powers yet. I haven't played much. Let me quickly I played up to when you pick, and then I went to the first like mission after that, after you have your class, and the game froze halfway through that, and I was like, okay, well, I got shit to do, man.
You've seen the story like up to that point. That's kind of like the whole story you get in the demo is all of that stuff. So
yeah, okay. So I was gonna say in regards to the story, like it was checking a lot of boxes for me. I'm like, okay, so it's like the Mass Effect Andromeda, like, we put everyone to sleep and they woke up, hundreds of years later on a new planet, yada yada yada. Okay, I like this. Oh, it's all foresty, kind of reminds me of Anthem. I like where this is going. Yeah. Then shit hits the fan. It's like, welcome to Rage the video game, baby. And it's like, oh, wait, can we go back to the other one? I liked the other one.
Oh, wow. I disagree. I think when it kicks off, that game gets really good. I thought the story was kind of until then.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, like, it was ticking a lot of boxes of games I like, or narratives I like, and sci-fi worlds I like, and then it was just like, nope, scratch all that, we're doing this. And it was like, oh, okay, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just played too much Borderlands, so I'm used to, like, angry marauders screaming at you while things are blowing up, and I've played a lot of that. I don't know.
Sure.
I kind of preferred the first one. But
you're not going to like this demo then, because it's all just that. I'm
assuming the whole game is that. So,
no, because it's fine. They showed a little bit of the game today, and there's like actual aliens and forest stuff later, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I hope, because the demo is all just like Brown hiding behind wreckage and killing dudes with guns, and I kind of hope there's more to that than that. myself.
Yeah. Like I said, I thought it looked better, and then that first mission I'm playing, I'm in like a hallway with a lot of brown, and
It's
I'm like,
very like that. Yeah.
this isn't super interesting. But I'm not saying I'm disliking it. I'm liking the gameplay.
Yeah.
My character has a cool like laser sword that when I swipe it, anyone who gets touched by the laser sword slowly disintegrates.
Yep.
Which is pretty fun. I also have like a time slowdown bubble I can make, and that's pretty cool too. The gunplay I think feels good.
Yep. It plays well for sure.
I mean, it plays like Gears of War, and what I need to like rewire my brain because it uses like it uses the A button to go into cover and get over cover, but it uses the B button to dodge roll. And in Gears of War, it's all on the A button.
Oh, I
So
see.
I'm constantly having to like, okay, wait, which one? What does B do again? How do I which? So I feel like I have to kind of learn that a little bit since it is so Gears of War-y.
Sure.
But I think it looks good. You know, it's running 60, and then the weird cutscenes that go to 30.
Yeah.
Which is odd. Like typically, frame rate stuff doesn't affect me, but because it's doing two different ones, so I'm seeing them back to back. It's like, oh wait, why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Super
Maybe
obvious.
that'll be different when the full game comes out. I don't know.
They've patched
But
that demo on PC. Apparently, they fixed a lot of issues with that demo. It's weird. I can't believe they're patching a demo, but sure, why not? A lot of people are playing.
Well, I guess
so.
if it's supposed to transfer the progress over, it's just a chunk of that game.
Yeah, that's true.
I would assume a lot of that is gonna just be in the thing unless they patch it. So
yeah, that's true.
Because you are just playing like the first 2 to 3 hours of that game.
Yeah, about 3 hours.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I wasn't up until they said, "Hey, you're going to get it for free," and then I was like, "Oh, I guess I should check this out." And I'm liking it, so that's pretty great. That's a great get for Game Pass for sure.
Yeah, it's unfortunate it's only on console, but I'm okay paying for that game, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's just Xbox Game Pass. It's on for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some news. There's a surprising lot of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the Square Enix thing was today. No wonder.
It was, yeah.
Paul, I'll let you start with the stuff you collected.
All right.
Brought in from the Discord.
The Square Enix first ever direct type thing called Square Enix Presents or whatever. Showcase was today. And the big thing that they teased was that they were going to show you the next Life is Strange, and they did as kind of one of the last things. We'll talk about that in a second. I guess the quicker, they showed a bunch of mobile stuff. Hitman Sniper Assassins was one of them. I liked that sniper game, that Hitman Sniper game on mobile, so another one of those seemed fine, I guess. That seems like a fine thing to do. Why not? Just Cause Mobile is what I really wanted to see what that was, and they kind of didn't show. They just showed a video of dudes shooting at each other, which makes me think it might be a PUBG clone. But I'm not 100% sure.
Like, you think it's a battle royale, or
maybe because there's a group of dudes fighting another group of dudes, or like fighting an army or something. So
yeah, I should say I actually didn't watch this, so I'm kind of just scrubbing through these trailers now as we talk.
Gotcha. Okay, there's nothing too crazy going on here. A big thing that they were talking about, they talked about Outriders. And they just kind of showed more video of that. But if you've seen any video of it or played the demo, they didn't show anything new, basically. They just went down what the 4 different classes are and kind of how they play and showed a little bit of video to like get people hyped because that game comes out in 2 weeks. So nothing new there. Right. The 25th anniversary of Tomb Raider is this year. So they were talking a bunch about Tomb Raider stuff. But they're doing something with Fortnite with Tomb Raider, and I wasn't exactly sure what. This article is saying that they're bringing Croft Manor to Fortnite, so maybe that's part of it or something. I don't know. Tomb Raider stuff, though.
That's their big 25th anniversary thing. Hey, we're in Fortnite.
No, they're doing like a trilogy type thing of Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider of some sort. And it looked pretty bad, so I'm assuming it might be for Switch. Or like it's just really early or something. Like some of that graphic quality was pretty low. But
weird. Okay.
Maybe that's just how. Maybe I'm just remembering because Shadow of the Tomb Raider is newer, so that game looks really good. Maybe I'm just
Yeah.
misremembering how bad the first Tomb Raider looked, because that's like 5 years old. So
I don't remember it looking bad, but maybe maybe that's nostalgia goggles or something.
yeah, I'm not sure either. That's what I was kind of thinking too. There's a weird AR game Space Invaders is getting. Space Invader AR sort of thing, and I don't know. They didn't really show what that's going to be. They just showed a bunch of Space Invaders stuff going on in different places. So, we'll see.
Okay.
They did talk a little bit about they had a video about Marvel's Avengers and how that's coming to next gen systems.
Yeah.
That was kind of an aggravating thing to watch. It looked real boring.
And the big news of that was Black Panther, right?
That came after. Yeah, that came after their main video about how we're bringing it to console or whatever. But yeah, Black Panther is coming. Great, sure. Bubble Bobble for Friends is coming to Steam and Switch, I guess. Or no, it's out on Switch right now, and it's coming to Steam. I believe this was out on PS4 for a while now. Was it an exclusive? Do either of you know about Bubble Bobble for Friends? Was that like an exclusive for PS4?
I don't know, John. You're the Bubble
No, it's on
Bobble
Switch too.
correspondent.
It's on Switch as well. PS4 and Switch.
Okay. So they showed something that a second story pack for that game John has been playing, Toho Spell Bubble, is coming.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, so there's that. They showed a new trailer for Balan Wonderworld or whatever.
Yep.
That's very much not for me, probably, which is too bad because I think it looks neat.
Everything I've heard is bad.
Yeah,
from that
same here.
game's demo.
Okay.
Everyone has played this has been like, this is bad. I don't know what they're doing wrong. It looks bad. It runs bad. It plays bad.
Great.
I've heard very little good about Balan Wonderworld, which sucks because everyone, when they released the first trailer, most people I knew were excited for it.
I mean, it's got a lot of names behind it. That seems to be the only thing going for it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to skip the Life is Strange thing and just say the game called Project Athia, which was a PS5 exclusive game that they kind of didn't show anything about. Well, they showed stuff about that. It's called Forspoken is the actual title of it. And it looks like it's probably the thing I care about from this whole presentation, even though it's only like 2 seconds of actual gameplay.
It has that actress. What's that girl's name?
Yeah, I can't remember either. I feel bad not remembering, but they kind of just showed like a little video of the character hiding from a dragon or something. And then they had a real quick, like, this is some gameplay sort of montage, and it shows her running extraordinarily fast across terrain that looks like really amazing. And it looks like an actiony like journey or something, the way it moves, and it looked really fucking cool. And I can't wait to see more about that. The big thing though is that they showed Life is Strange, the next one, called Life is Strange True Colors, which stars a girl coming home to hang out with her estranged brother. The brother dies in some way, and she is able to see emotions.
Okay. I also understand this is not going to be episodic.
It is a full release, but it will be split
Yeah.
into chapters, so you could make it episodic if you wanted to, like take breaks. So,
Sure.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Hey, I think it
Why
looks
not?
really good.
Yeah, I like the style of it
the
a lot.
environment looks real nice. I'm a big Life is Strange fan, so I'm down to play more of that.
Yeah.
I still need to play Twin Mirror when that goes on a really deep discount.
Yeah. Oh, and they're re-releasing Life is Strange 1 in a remastered collection.
Which also includes
Before the Storm.
2.
No, not 2. Before the Storm.
With enhanced visuals or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a little shorter. The big thing was the Life is Strange stuff, so that took up a chunk by itself, and then the other stuff was just some trailers. I wanted to bring this up because we talked about this a couple weeks ago, how a fan found like a problem with GTA Online load and fixed it by like 70%. Well, Rockstar like just made that solution a thing in their game and gave him $10,000 through the bug bounty program because he basically fixed their game for them. I just thought that was a neat
70% improvement in loading.
Yeah.
That is a lot considering how fucking long that game takes to load as it is.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you were here. So what happens is this kid found the reason why GTA Online was so shitty loading was because there was some problem or a loop or something in a file in GTA 5 solo. And fixing that basically just fixed the game for the loading process. So that was news a couple weeks ago. The news this week is that Rockstar paid him out through the Cubs through their bug bounty program for discovering and fixing the issue, and they implemented the fix. So yeah, dreams come true, I guess. EA Play is finally part of Game Pass on PC as of today, as of 6 hours ago. So
nice.
You still have to download Origin, I believe, to take advantage of it, and I believe it's because I think what you do is when you install it, it opens up Origin and installs it through like some DRM thing through that. So you're still going to have their shitty launcher, but you can play those games now if you have Game Pass on PC.
Cool.
This was just a heads up. Disco Elysium Final Cut patch, the one that adds voice acting and all that good stuff that a lot of people were waiting for, myself included, comes out at the end of the month, March 30th.
Yeah, that includes the PlayStation version.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've been holding off for the Switch, but like, I could just play it on the PS5.
Yep.
I don't know what to do.
This is from...
Do you have the time to play it? You might as well at that point.
I don't have the time to play anything.
Yeah,
you can wait.
My backlog
you can wait.
Called, but I mean, I can always put something else on the backlog. I can always reshuffle it, you know?
I'm with you, man. I hear you.
Yep.
This is from the Discord. Play at Home 2021 update happened. They are talking about the games that they're going to be able to... The games Sony is going to give you to download for free, and they are Res Infinite, Abzu, The Witness, Enter the Gungeon, Subnautica, and for VR people, it's Moss, Astrobot, Paper Beast, and Thumper. Also, Horizon Zero Dawn will be free for a limited time, starting April 19th as well. So, look forward to that.
PSA, Ratchet and Clank is currently free, but I believe that deadline for when it's not March 31st. So make sure you download that or add it to your account. And then all these other ones start on the 25th. These are all great games. Too bad I own every single one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want some free games, though, these are amazing games for sure. Check them out.
I mean, even if you somehow you have the PSVR, I'd be surprised if you didn't have Moss and Astrobot, but those are two of the best ones on PSVR as far as I'm concerned.
Sure. Okay, this news broke. I mean, this broke after I had already pulled a bunch of stuff today. So
yeah, this is crazy. Who had this on their bingo card?
Nope,
not anybody. Sony and like PlayStation, with a company, esports company called RTS, bought Evo, the fighting game tournament. So
I saw a funny post on Twitter that was just like Jim Ryan was just like, buy anything, just buy something.
Yep.
Which I feel like that's probably what someone over at Sony is saying with what's going on with Microsoft, but I do like it that they came back with Evo. Wow. Holy
Sony
smokes.
bought Evo.
What a get.
I'm curious, this makes a lot of questions like,
yeah,
you know, are they going to start giving like preference to certain games?
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Does Smash become an even bigger question showing up at Evo?
Yeah.
Because like Nintendo was already kind of like, nah, but now that Sony owns it, I can't see Nintendo being like, oh yeah, we're good. Like,
I mean, Sony has the money to actually buy into, if they like to actually buy a licensing fee or something, if Nintendo wanted to work with them, but who knows?
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
Sony doesn't work with anybody, so
there was another post today by the guys that were the heads of Evo. They're like, yeah, no, we're still going to do other platforms too. Like,
Okay.
they didn't state anything specifically, but
Well, yeah, I mean, it would be weird if they didn't include other platform games for sure.
Yeah.
I would also, I kind of would wonder what this story would look like if Sony had like a big first-party fighting game, which they don't really that I can think of.
First party? Yeah, no.
Like I feel like most of the fighting games are either cross-platform or every now and then you have your like Melees or your like Killer Instincts, which is a Microsoft one. I can't think of Sony. I mean, they currently don't they have Street Fighter exclusivity? Or don't they have something going on with Street Fighter?
Maybe timed exclusivity for stuff?
Or they were helping fund the next one or something like
that? Console exclusive is
what
Street Fighter 5 is.
Okay, so maybe Street Fighter 5, is going to be the thing, kind of. And it should be said that they joint bought it with a new company called what is it? Is it RTS? What did that stand for?
RTS,
yeah. Both PlayStation and esports company RTS have joined together to acquire the tournament.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know what that means. I can't think of a lot of times that I've heard of a lot of companies joint buying something, but I'm sure it happens way more than we know, and it's just whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just some weird news. I wonder if it's going to change the way, because the fighting game community is kind of shitty. Like, the people that run it and are in it, it's kind of like a gross community. I wonder if that's going to change anything, having like an actual corporate overlord sending money to it. Like, I wonder if they're going to institute some like new rules or changes or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I really don't know either. I'm curious to see what kind of changes do happen. I'm really kind of curious what was the straw that broke the back of like, we should do this. Like, what was the deciding factor? Because I wonder, is it like them looking at Microsoft making all these acquisitions and doing this goodwill with like Game Pass, and then they're kind of just letting it happen? Does that have anything to do with it, or is this a completely different thing? Because it's not a game developer, so it's not really like they're trying to compete one-to-one there. So I'm really curious what the thought process was.
Yeah, it's crazy. We'll see.
All right, these next stories I put in here. First off, GeForce Now is doubling its price.
Sure.
Which I think made sense. I think it was like a beta up until this part.
It was stupid cheap.
It was a $5 tier, is now moving to $10.
Right. Okay.
And so before you could have the founders tier, and if you currently are subscribed to this, you'll be grandfathered in and not have to update your or pay more. So it used to be the founders tier, price at $5 a month or $25 for half a year. They've got rid of that tier. There's now a priority membership that is $10 a month or $100 for the year, and that gets you things like you can play up to 6 hours, and you have access to ray tracing. Which, to compare, they still have their free version that lets you play up to 1 hour of gameplay.
Sure, yeah.
So I guess it makes kind of sense. It does kind of put it in line with like Stadia Pro's $10 a month subscription. However, Stadia Pro also gave you free games. This does not.
Right. This is just giving you access to gaming rigs. Essentially.
And then again, it connects to some of your game purchases if the company has allowed it. Yada yada yada. So, I believe it's already switched, so I can't really say, get in that pricing now because it's too late at this point.
Yep.
Other big news from Sony, they showed off the new PSVR controllers. I'm honestly surprised this didn't kind of make more of a big deal.
Yeah,
but they look way different. The original PSVR controllers were just Move controllers. You could, the exact ones from the PS3. These ones look like they're going to have total like hand tracking. There are sensors wrapping all the way around your hands in like 3 different positions. They look very similar to like the Vive controllers, with having kind of a circle on the top, and being, having the joysticks, but wrapping more around your hand entirely. Which sounds good. I'm really curious what that's going to mean for like legacy people. Like, what do am I just going to get a subpar experience if I'm playing a new VR game and I don't have these controllers? Can I buy these controllers and use them with my old headset? I'll be curious about that too. But they're going to have the adaptive triggers that the PlayStation 5 controller has. Finer touch detection, tracking, action buttons, analog sticks, unlike the Move controllers. So they're putting the stuff in there that you'd want for a VR headset for sure.
Yep.
This is a small feature that Xbox is adding. It's currently in their beta rung if you're a part of that dashboard group, but you'll soon be able to suspend your games in order to prioritize download speeds of updates and any kind of downloads coming to your console. You can currently do that if you just close the game you're playing, but this will suspend the game in the queue so that you can quick resume back into your game while still getting this this priority downloading going. So that's a nice quality of life feature.
Sure.
And then over on Microsoft's PC gaming front, they are adding the auto HDR tech that the Xbox One and Series consoles currently have, where games that don't have HDR support, they kind of build it in there to more legacy games and give them HDR. That's going to be coming over to Windows in the future. And it's currently available in preview for Windows insiders. And there's a fun blog post. You can see how they're doing that and kind of the differences if it has native or if it has the auto and whatnot.
Sure. Neat.
In a frustrating bit of news, Activision Blizzard has just laid off a bunch of their developers.
Yeah. This is a weird story too, because it started off kind of nondescript. They're just hey, we're not doing live events anymore, so unfortunately we had to let go a bunch of people doing live events. Okay, cool. That makes sense. No, they actually just fired a bunch of people and used that excuse. So
so following Jason Schreier's reporting here, Blizzard is laying off 50 people in its live events departments as it plans a strategy shift post-pandemic. This news arrives a month after Activision Blizzard once again announced record revenues and upped dividends to shareholders. That's not a great look.
I think the real cherry on top is that they got some severance, but they also got $200 of BattleNet gift cards for their troubles. Fuck you. Holy shit.
They got 90 days severance, a year of health benefits, and then $200 in BattleNet cards.
So stupid.
And it does sound like it was actually much more than 50, not just in the esports live departments. Someone reached out to Schreier and said it was less than 2% of the total staff, and then he kind of gave some context. 2% of Blizzard would be around 190 people.
So anywhere between 50 as the very minimum, which we know is a lie, up to 190 roughly.
Yeah, exactly.
There.
Yeah. So that's a bummer, especially if they're making more money than they ever had. The rich get richer, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's a fun story. Jade Raymond has resurfaced yet again with a new studio. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I feel so bad for her, man. I feel like she works 2 years at a new studio and then the studio gets destroyed. And she must have so many game projects that she has had to come up with and then be like, well, I can never do anything with this because I don't own it. New Montreal-based game development studio called Haven. But what's fun is that this is being funded, the new IP, from PlayStation. So that gives me a little bit more hope. Kind of reminds me of Death Stranding. PlayStation really kind of helped out Hideo Kojima with his new IP. So it seems like a bit of a similar story. That's cool. I really hope she finally gets to make a video game.
She deserves it, man. Jade Raymond's dope as fuck.
For a long time, for sure.
Yeah.
So that new studio is called Haven.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what she does, what they do.
And then, like we mentioned earlier, Game Pass is getting Outriders on April 1st. And then just because there's a history with our podcast, Undertale also came to Xbox Game Pass this week.
It did. Yeah.
Announced, released, and it's on Game Pass with some Xbox specific content. Much like all the other consoles having specific content. So there you go. That's also on Game Pass. A lot of stuff came to Game Pass this last week.
I was going to say, we haven't talked about the fact that the Bethesda thing finally was finalized and all that shit is on Game Pass now, did we? Or was that last week?
I think we talked about
that. Was last week. Okay. I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah, we did.
A lot of stuff is on Game Pass. A bunch of stuff today, or yesterday maybe, that I wanted to check out came out. So
yeah, a whole bunch. Yeah.
Like Octopath
Game Pass
Traveler.
is great. I don't know. Yes, that was also announced and added. Or I don't think that one's there yet. I think that one's coming a little later, but it was announced that it's coming. Yes.
Yeah. Exciting.
All right, let's do some questions. If you would like to send in a question, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. And this first one comes from Christopher, who says, if you were able to play a special version of a game where all the characters are drunk, what game would you want to play?
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. God damn it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I think any Nintendo game is kind of a winning answer here. Like a lot
really
of them.
any childhood cherished game.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know, that your Outer Worlds one with all the creatures sounding drunk, that seems pretty great to me too. I wouldn't mind like a sci-fi thing with a bunch of drunk space people doing shit.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. Drunk Star Fox. Perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, you just need something with like with a lot of good characters in it. So I mean, Smash comes to mind. Honestly, I think any fighting game would probably be pretty good. I don't know how much fun that would be, but it'd be pretty funny at least.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin writes in, if you could have one piece of furniture in your house, what would it be?
Only have one.
Yeah.
It has to be bed, right?
Bed.
Like,
it's totally bed. Yeah, of course.
It has to be bed.
Because how would you pick anything other than bed?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. I could maybe see couch because you could use it as a bed.
Couch or futon, which is both. But
yeah.
But bed is definitely the actual.
But you need a bed for sure. Like, I don't even. Okay. Well, how about this then? You can't pick bed. So what's second?
Like probably a couch. Yeah.
Just somewhere to sit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
people aren't meant to be on their feet all the time. So.
I guess, yeah, you would need something to sit down. Yeah, for sure. Like, because what's your other option? A table, a shelf? Like, no.
Table, chair.
Yeah, which
counter.
Chair? You might as well just get a comfy couch. Yeah, this question's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Suki writes in and says, Tom Scott made a video about how a compass spinning in a title sequence made him really pay attention to the hard work that goes behind the scenes and how someone will notice that little bit of extra work you put into whatever you make. Can you think of any examples from a video game where there was just a little detail that could have gone, that could and has gone unnoticed, but made the experience all the more special for you? I like little things like that new Ninja Turtles game that's coming out. All the turtles have their own different walk cycles. I like little things like that because it actually gives them more personality.
Sure, yeah. Idle animations are always pretty fun.
Yep.
The one that came to my mind when I first read this question in Deep Rock Galactic. Again, the taunts are great. I love the taunts. That's one answer. But another one. So there's this one game mode you can get or mission type you can get where you have your dropship or like where you start and you have to go to different areas, build a machine, and then connect it with a big hose back to your original one. And for whatever reason, you can like 50-50 grind on the pipes.
Yeah.
Like straight up Tony Hawk style, you can just grind along the pipes and it kind of makes no sense. It doesn't really I guess it gets you there a bit faster, but you can just grind, and I thought that was amazing.
One thing for me is I always like when you're playing and characters are talking, if their mouths are actually moving, like that. It's just such a little detail, but it's like it shows that they gave half a shit about the character modeling and that sort of thing. The Last of Us had actually Last of Us 2, for all the problems you may or may not have with that game, it had a lot of really good detailing in it. Like all the guns loaded differently. The gun play was like extraordinary. That game is nothing but little details just like thrown together.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think there's like a single reused like asset in some of those rooms. Like every single room you go into is extremely unique.
Yeah.
But then again, that's like the peak of that kind of stuff, right?
Totally, for sure. Yeah. And like they don't have to do stuff like that, but it's always kind of nice to notice that like the clip actually drops out of the magazine drops out of the gun and they load in another one and then cock it. Like just little stuff like that I really like.
I always like when there's some kind of TV or game console being played, or even just like you can see a collection of games, and it's fun when they're like made up stuff. But I always kind of like it when it's like previous games from the developer, because that's what they had like rights to be able to do it. So like I remember in Hitman 3 there was some like janitors playing like mini ninjas.
Oh yeah, okay.
In a break room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Or you'd see like Kane and Lynch box art in some of those games and stuff like that. I always find that pretty fun.
Sure.
VGC Kenny writes, if you could customize a game's difficulty to your liking, would you be more likely to make the game harder or easier? And then we'll do the second part after that.
That seems really dependent on the game.
Yeah.
In general, I would probably make it easier because I would start on a harder difficulty. And then if I'm having too much difficulty, I would go down. So, like, I would rather the option to go down, I think.
Sure. Yeah, that kind of just makes sense. I was going to say, like, if I had the choice of, do you want a hard game or an easy game? If that's kind of how I interpret this, I'm going to pick an easy one. I'd rather make sure I can kind of get through it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I would rather like some sort of balanced difficulty, and usually if someone gives you a variable control like that, it means you're going to make it easier.
See, I thought you were going to say harder because you usually pick like one up from normal.
It depends. Like to me, this question is describing 007 mode in GoldenEye, where you could change like how much health an enemy had, how what weapons they use, like how much health you had, stuff like that. And there's something to be said about having like a power trip kind of situation where like you're just a bullet sponge and you're just like everything's flying at you. But like argue that would be easier in a way.
Yeah, so that's kind of, we're kind of getting to the second part of the question. How much customization can occur before it is not even relatively close to the intended experience?
007 mode.
If they're giving you the option to change it, it's the intended experience just by default, right? Like if they're letting you change all that stuff as a default, I guess. If you're like going to hack it or whatever, I think changing anything would obviously be not close to the intended experience anymore.
Well, I mean, I would argue it could be close if you're changing a little bit of it. But if I'm playing a fighting game and everyone dies from me doing one punch, I don't think that's the intended experience. If I somehow turn it down to be that easy, it's like this is no longer a fighting game. It's like a quick time event at this point.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think
I don't know how you quantify this.
That's the problem. I guess like if you customize it so that you have more health, it's harder to take you down, but you can't one-shot stuff, I see that as less of a problem than you just being able to god mode and like look at a dude and it dies or something. Like if you're changing it so that for survivability, I think that's less of a problem like from the intended experience than if you're super strong in comparison.
All right. Rasterman writes in and says, I'd like the hosts to answer this. Oh, I've seen this meme going around. First anime, last anime, best anime, and worst anime.
Okay.
I can probably do this right away. First anime that I knew was an anime, Sailor Moon.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, mine's probably Pokemon.
Mine is definitely Dragon Ball. The first
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Last anime, maybe that is trickier than I thought.
Mine's probably My Hero Academia is the last one I watched.
So I've been trying to catch up on one called Wonder Egg Priority that's on right now. So probably
I've heard that one's pretty good.
Right on.
I don't know if I can remember the last anime I watched.
Yeah.
It's not like Fist of the North Star or something like that.
Well, I watched other stuff other than that. G Gundam.
Okay.
Best anime, Fist of the North Star.
Does this include movies? Because Akira is definitely...
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I'd say count movies.
Okay, it's definitely Akira then.
As far I know, this is not like quality best, but I mean, it's just gonna hold the place in my heart forever. Dragon Ball Z.
Sure, okay.
And now worst anime.
Yeah, worst.
Dragon Ball Z.
No,
No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Dragon Ball GT.
Worst anime.
I don't usually go out of my way to.
That's the thing. Is like it's probably something I watched like a couple episodes of, and it was just like, not my thing, and then I forgot about it.
I'm gonna say this with the caveat that I've watched 100 and something episodes of it, but it's easily the worst. Besides like something where I watched one episode and then turned it off. It's Naruto.
Okay.
That is a terrible anime, but I had a lot of fun with parts of it, so it kept me going.
Okay. I mean, so I haven't watched Naruto, but I read all of it, and I like Naruto. So.
Okay.
But I can't speak for the anime itself.
Is it just all the filler?
It's just that so much of my time was wasted. But like anytime there wasn't filler, it's pretty fucking good. It was pretty good. So
that was probably the reason I kind of got sick of Bleach after a while, was all the filler, because it wasn't as interesting as the actual main story stuff. So I'd probably say something like Bleach because of just how much filler it had.
Okay, and so again, this I'd feel like is not like a fair answer, because I don't actually think it's that bad, but it's one that I just kind of got bored of, and that was the original Full Metal Alchemist. Like I never finished it.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
It's just really slow.
Sure.
Yeah, that had the same issue that Bleach did, like where the story wasn't done, so they had to do filler and slow things down.
Yeah. But I mean, like but I wouldn't say I dislike it, but I just don't have a great answer for worst anime.
Yeah. Without like the answers that are, I watched one episode of this and I hated it because it's like, well, you didn't really watch the anime then, I guess. No More Spearows. What feature added in a sequel/later game in a series is such a natural fit when you play its predecessors, you're actively surprised it isn't there? This one for me is easy. I always forget Tony Hawk 1 doesn't have manualing until I go back to it, because that's just such a simple concept that they added in the second one and onwards that it should have always just been there probably.
That's a big one for sure.
Mario games grabbing items and or throwing items upwards.
Yes, true.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one for sure.
Is Mario World the only Mario game you can throw up?
I mean,
Mario 2. Can't you do it in 2 as well?
Nope.
Oh, you can just throw it forward?
Yep.
Yeah.
Left to right. That's it. Same with 3.
And 3, yeah.
World in the new games.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure.
And I was just to take this because someone said this in the Discord basically, but me talking about how Spyro 1 didn't have the double jump. Yeah, it would be hard for me to go back to the first Spyro.
in that same vein, Mega Man games with the Buster Shot and sliding or running.
Yes. Yep. Very true.
I feel like there's a bunch of these answers for the Assassin's Creed series, but that's only because that series has changed so much. So it would probably just be odd going back and being like, how come there's no loot? And nonsense like that.
Where's my boat?
Yeah.
Where's the boat? Yeah, exactly. Dead in Sky. I was re-listening to an episode from 2010 where a big news piece was how the online co-op feature for Halo Reach required having a hard drive in your console. What other big news stories from 10-15 years ago would sound absolutely ridiculous if they happened today, either in how unnoteworthy it is, or you can go the other angle by saying the absurdity is doubled down.
Oh, shit.
Technically, you could say like Nintendo's e-reader, where you had to go buy actual physical cards to unlock stuff, is still going nowadays with Amiibos. So you could say, yeah.
Oh my
saying
god.
That would stick around.
Nintendo everything. Like, why do we still fucking need friend codes? Why can't we make lobbies? Why isn't there voice chat? Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I would say that that's an example of them doubling down on just like not embracing the internet.
Yeah. Boomer Nintendo.
I was gonna say like motion controls, how those went like crazy huge, and then I think of the like E3 presentations for like the Kinect.
Yeah.
With all the pie in the sky stuff, like you're gonna come up and you're gonna scan your skateboard right into the game.
Yeah.
And I think of like Milo and stuff, and like none of this stuff even remotely happened.
Yeah, that's true. Man.
So that seems like completely absurd at this point.
Yeah.
And then a second question from Dead in Sky. If you could only listen to shitty covers of every song you like, but you get 99 cents every time you listened to one, would you do it?
Hell yeah.
So you can't ever listen to the real versions again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'll fucking slam in some Kid Bop. I don't care. Pay me $1 every time. I'll pick the shortest fucking song I know, and I'll put that sucker on loop.
No, that sounds like a nightmare. How much money do you actually think you would like rake in from that before you're like, I'm going insane, I can never listen to this song again?
You learn to tune it out, man. That's just all you need. All you do.
I don't know, man. Like at some point, it would sound just like I hate it when the like fire alarm goes off and I can't reach it, so it's going along for like an hour longer than it should because I don't have access to a tall ladder. That's what this is going to turn into. You're I don't know. They do still make Kid Bop albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can still get that stuff. It's weird. Some of the weird sexual songs that the kids will do.
Yeah, and then they semi-censor them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it.
So the thing here is, if you could only listen to shitty covers of every song you like, is like, holy fuck. So like every song you like no longer exists. It's actually just like the Kid Bop's version, essentially.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Like I like a cover. Sometimes I will go out and like look for a cover of a song because I want to hear kind of like a bit of a different take, or I like a live version. I'll look for that. But every song, like, oh. And here's the other thing: does that song still exist? I'm just not allowed to listen to it.
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Could you do it then, John? You knowing all your friends get to listen to the real Weird Al, while you have to listen to knockoff Weird Al. Or is the FOMO too much?
It's really hard to answer this.
That's a lot of money, though, if you think about it. Let's say a 3-minute song. You get $1 for every 3 minutes.
I don't think it works out to be like worth it. So, like, let's do some math here. 3 minutes, you can listen to How much is that in an hour? That
That's
would be
20 an hour.
20
bucks.
songs an hour. So that's $20 every hour.
Yeah.
So you at the most you can get $280 a day if you don't sleep. Let's assume you're going to sleep 8 hours. So we'll take away, so it's 16 hours. You're going to nonstop listen to this song. So that's $160, right? Or no, hang on. 100 and
You just described 8 hours as 160.
8 hours, 160. Okay, so sorry, 320 then is 16 hours, right? Am I doing the math right?
For 16 hours, yeah.
16 hours. Okay, so you can make at most $320 a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that worth it?
That's pretty good for essentially doing nothing.
That's yeah, for sure. And you could do other stuff. You have to
Yeah.
be listening to this song in the background.
Oh my god. What if a song you like is in a movie that you're watching? Does it just change?
Oh no! Oh, it's like
I feel like
an implant. You get like a
Yeah.
a hearing implanted that just auto plays the song instead.
So now I'm thinking like you're watching like a great moment. It's like an orchestral, so it's not lyrics. It's not like a pop song.
Okay.
An orchestral part. It's a big momentous part of the movie. Like it's it's Endgame and Captain America's there fighting Thanos.
Sure.
And everyone's like, "Fuck, this is so fucking cool!" And you're listening to the kazoo cover of it.
Yeah. I love those. Those are my favorite thing on the internet.
Or you're watching like Titanic, and like everyone in the room is like getting like misty eyed, and you're like this, and it sounds like scratching a chalkboard.
It might
That's
actually be better. It might make movies better when you're putting it that way.
Okay. I mean, if you only want to ever watch comedies, I guess, because it's gonna ruin every movie.
Yeah, that's true.
With some kind of heart.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Boko writes in, Dragon Quest XI was just released for Stadia. What do you think the last game to come out on Stadia will be? I think it's Dragon Quest XI.
No, I think there's a couple more games still coming out on it. But
I mean, it has to be a Just Dance game because they have such a close partnership with Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it has to be Just Dance.
Are there any Just Dances on there already?
I believe so, yeah. I think from the get-go there was a Just Dance.
Then yes, it's Just Dance.
Probably.
It's either that or I was going to say like a FIFA game, but I don't know if EA is on Stadia. Or if any... Yeah, I'm not sure if any EA game's on Stadia.
Did you see that they finally announced that Bomberman Online game is finally coming off of Stadia?
Hell yeah.
I did. I saw someone quote tweet the news article. It was someone from... may have been Fanbyte or something like that. They were sharing an anecdote of when the original was coming out, and he was like saying something like, I had a Stadia developer look me straight in the eyes and tell me that this game would be impossible to put anywhere that doesn't have the power at Stadia and Google.
Yeah, I saw that.
Great.
It was so good.
Wow.
Remember Mag?
Yeah.
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 I remember Meg. Massive action game.
Yeah. Anyways, Lineback says, what part of gaming reminds you of your college days? For me, it's MMOs, as I would constantly download free ones due to not being able to afford games. Fighting games. Played a lot of fighting games with my college buddies.
Okay.
MMOs, for sure. World of Warcraft specifically.
I have a few good stories. Dead Rising 2 comes to mind. Because that was also when Case Zero came out, and that was such a big thing. So I played a lot of Case Zero, and then I got Dead Rising 2 through that EB Games promotion, where if you like returned it within a week, you get full credit back. I was just doing that each time one of those came up with the same credit, because why not? And I remember me and my buddy did this, and we played like 4 hours of poker in Dead Rising 2, because we were trying to go for the achievement where you had to have 8 people being rescued at the same time. And like 3 of them, you would only let you rescue them from the zombie apocalypse if you beat them in poker. So we played 4 hours of poker together, trying to beat these 3 people so they would let us rescue them.
As you do.
That was nonsense. Yep.
You're a real hero.
Rock Band was a big one at college.
Mm.
I even remember we had I think so it was in the dorms, the different floors were having like a competition, and I was in the group for my floor, and I was like, yo, this is in the bag. You guys don't understand how much Rock Band and Guitar Hero I've played. I'm like really good at the guitar in Rock Band, but it wasn't synchronized, so we lost like immediately, and I was like, what is this? Like they didn't do the calibration properly for like the projector. Oh, that sucked. That was so lame. Hebrew Lantern writes, what 2 video games would make a great game combined?
Hmm.
2 great tastes that go great together.
Burnout and Fortnite. I want a Burnout Battle Royale where you make the track as you're playing it.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, wasn't expecting that. Now I'm thinking kind of like a was that Toy Story where you had to build the train track while they were on the train?
Yeah.
He's like quickly putting it down over and over. So was that Toy Story? What am I thinking?
I know what you're talking about. I think that was that.
I just can't remember the scene. No, Wallace and Gromit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Wallace and Gromit. That's what I'm picturing now. That'd be great if you had to be like a team, like one person's building the track while you worked on the train or had to shoot off of it. Yeah, Wallace and Gromit, wrong trousers. Yeah, that what a great idea that would be. Holy smokes. I'll say the obligatory any Dragon Ball Z game with Asura's Wrath.
Okay.
Is perfect.
Glad we got that out of the way.
Yep, just had to say that real quick.
Uh-huh.
You got something, Paul?
Nope. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some
all things games are as good as they are currently. It doesn't need anything else.
That's true.
I would love them to do more of the Mario and Rabbids, but with other Nintendo properties. I don't take the Rabbids out of there and just make more fun tactics games, Nintendo, please.
That's a good idea for sure.
And that just makes you think of that weird Pokemon Conquest game that was a Pokemon tactics game with some Japanese
Nobunaga, the Dynasty Warriors.
Right, and that was a good game.
How do we feel about kart racers? Let's get a Persona kart racer going. That could be fun.
Why Persona specifically?
Because I want to be able to change into a Persona to get an advantage by picking up power-ups.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, I literally just today told someone I am always down at getting irrationally angry at the bullshit from a kart racer. So I'll take anything kart racer version. Sure, I'll do that.
Except that new Sonic Racing looks pretty boring.
What, the team one?
The team one?
Team Sonic Racing or whatever, yeah.
Team, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I heard it's not as interesting as the other ones. It's still good, but it's not as interesting.
I like the other ones a lot, actually. That's why I'm bummed out that one looks so boring.
I'm honestly shocked we haven't had a new Mario Kart yet, and it's got to be because the mobile one is doing so well, right?
We did. It's called Mario Kart Live. You have a remote control.
Yeah, that's true. Home circuit or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
That technically counts. So
I get.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, that's gonna do it for questions. If that's would like to send a question in for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What's your game of the week?
Outer Worlds.
Probably Fights in Tight Spaces.
Mine is Deep Rock Galactic.
Good.
Rockin' Stone.
Rockin' Stone.
So good. Every time it's so good, man. All right. The latest TDP Plus poll is live for April, so go vote on what you would like us to play. Along with that, next week we will be doing our Iconoclasts episode. And then 1 week after that is the 2009 Game of the Year episode.
Oh God, I forgot. I got to start getting ready for that.
Got to get ready for that. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. So patrons have a lot to look forward to. But until then, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Everybody.